Sequence start.
What is up, weirdos? I am NAB Cobra F1, and today we're going to be discussing relationships. Now, when I say relationships, I don't necessarily mean relationships between a man and a woman, or two men or two women, or a romantic relationship. What I'm really talking about is relationships in general. So this can be friend relationships, relationships with your family, any kind of relationship that you have with somebody. There are two key things that I think are an integral part to any relationship. Those are communication and trust. So let's start with the first part of it, and that's communication. When I say communication, I don't necessarily mean that you have to text each other every day or call each other every day, but you have to communicate how you feel about things. You have to communicate whenever something upsets you, or whenever, you do something that is upsetting to them. You have to communicate, well, this is what I was trying to do, or whatever. And the key thing to that is going to be letting each other know what you expect. So if it's a friendly relationship, you got to let your best friend how you expect them to be. If it's a relationship with a brother or sister, mother or father, you're going to have the same aspects on what you expect from each other because you've been raised by your mother and father, or you've been raised by the same people, with your brothers and sisters. So you'll have that same integral values and things that you expect in a relationship from each other. The really difficult part comes with romantic relationships. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you expect one thing of them, but you never communicate to them what it is that you expect, how can you be mad at them or get upset with them for not doing what it is that you expect them to do? Case in point, my ex didn't like talking about her feelings. I like talking about mine. If you do something that pisses me off, I'm going to be the first person to tell you about it. I'm not going to come up and be like, "You fucking bitch, why the fuck did you do that? Oh my god, I'm going to fucking kill you." No, that's not what I'm talking about. The way I always tried to do it was, "Hey, baby, it really upset me when you did this. I wish you wouldn't have done that." She always thought I was trying to change her. It's like, "Well, you're trying to make me into a person that I'm not." I'm like, "No, I'm not. You be the person that you want to be. But if you want to be in a relationship with me, this is what I expect from you." And it went both ways too. It's not like I'm a controlling asshole. If you're not willing to do what it is that I expect of you in an emotional relationship or a romantic relationship, then obviously we're not the right people for each other. But don't pretend to do something that you're not comfortable doing just to appease somebody, regardless of how you feel about them. So the biggest thing with my ex was that she never wanted to say the words "I love you," which for me was something that I grew up with, and that was the way that I always communicated how I felt. And I could count on one hand the number of times that it was said to me over the course of a 3-year relationship. Now, she'd say it back, like I'd say "I love you," she'd say "I love you too." But I can count on one hand the number of times that she said it to me first, just out of the blue, "Hey, just to let you know today, because I haven't said it in a while, I love you. You mean something to me. You're important to me. I appreciate you." Things like that. So that's the key part of the communication for me. And for some people that works. Some people don't like saying "I love you." Some people like to do things for their partner and give them a massage or rub their feet or buy them gifts, flowers, jewelry, games, movies, whatever. There are a lot of different ways to show your appreciation for somebody. But for me, I didn't want any of the material stuff. I didn't want any of the physical stuff. I wanted her to look me in the eye and say, "I love you. I appreciate you." And that was something that she could never do. And so for me, it kind of ruined the relationship. It ruined the aspect of it. Did I clearly communicate that with her? I felt like I did. But regardless, she never wanted to do it. And it kind of ties in with the whole trust issue. For me, the lack of that being said, or the lack of her doing what I expected her to do, really caused me to start becoming a jealous person and getting jealous of everything. Her friends that were guys, her friends that were girls, her family, everybody. I got jealous of the fact that they were getting attention, yet I wasn't getting the attention that I craved. And so by not getting the attention that I craved, I wasn't happy anymore. But that's where the communication came back in. She started noticing that I wasn't happy, and that in turn made her feel like she couldn't make me happy. And it spiraled out of control. It was a vicious circle, just one thing after another, going back and forth, back and forth. Her not communicating with me, telling me she's not happy, increased my trust issues, and me not communicating with her, and just Just saying, hey, look, this is the way it is now. Maybe it's time to just go our separate ways. Instead of doing that, no. We stayed together for a whole nother year. You know, she started riding to work with this guy, you know, carpooling to save gas, quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes, but you guys can't see that right now, obviously. Started carpooling to save gas and ended up sleeping with the guy that she carpooled with. And when I told her, I said, hey, look, I'm not really comfortable with this. She was like, well, I'm going to do it because it saves gas and it saves money, and I have things that I want to do, and me, and I, and me, and I'm like, okay, go ahead. I'm not comfortable with it, but I told you that I wasn't comfortable with it. I communicated that with you, and if you're still not going to step up to the plate and change what it is that upsets me, then obviously you don't care enough about me anymore to do what it takes to make me feel loved and make me feel wanted. So guys, that's my spiel on relationships, and again, this is just my experiences, what happened to me, and the way I feel about it. You may have completely different experiences, and every single person is different. Every single person is going to react differently and expect different things out of your relationship. So the key thing in my mind, communicate. Tell people what you expect of them. If they're okay with it, then you'll have a good relationship, whether it be romantic, friend, family, or other. If they're not okay with it, then it just wasn't meant to be. Guys, I'm NAB Cobra F1. If you enjoyed this commentary, go ahead and leave a like rating on it below. And also share it with your friends. Maybe it'll help somebody out. Have a good one, widows. I'm out of here.